So right now, I'm just kind of putting in those masses of trees there. And this feels really dark and aggressive because I don't have anything else down yet. But when I put more paint down, it will not seem like such a big commitment. This is, I believe it's black wash, not watercolor. So, because we're outside, it's drying nice and quickly on the hot press, which is great, because that gives me a little more time to work on it. You wondered how my yellow got so dirty. Well, now you know. Okay, so now we've got some wet paint on the hot press, right? If I keep trying to add paint here, what happens is I just kind of mix it together and make mud, right? Because it's sitting on the surface, it hasn't been pulled in at all. So if I want anything other than kind of blurring together wet on wet there, and it doesn't even do wet on wet like on the rough where you sort of see the blooms, it really kind of mixes. So if I want anything other than that, I need to not work on that area right now. Also, if I keep it upright, you know, it's going to drip. It's really on the surface of the paper, not in it at all. That being said, if I want to wash it off, it's going to come off really easy. So it's like nothing happened, right? Pretty much. So there are some benefits to it as well, and there can be this nice kind of puddling up of color on the surface. It's just you have to be really patient for it. So let's put some more green back there. Got it?
Oh yeah, I could see. I didn't know she could see.
And feel free to kind of move around if you need to have a better experience. So I'm just indicating kind of the buildings in the background. And this is, I sometimes call this color mapping. Just kind of trying to put things approximately. I'm not even really worrying about local color too much, just trying to get it clear in my mind what's where. Now, if I go all the way to the edge of this, say I'm going to put those trees in the distance in or some green to indicate, if I go there, it's going to run together. So if I don't want it to run together, I need to be a little hesitant about going quite to the edge at this point. Later, you want to go back and get that once things are dry so that you don't have halos around your spatial planes. Okay, so now at this point, I would put this aside and let it dry.
Weird concept.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I think it's recess.
Yeah. I like the abandon of the outfit.
Oh my God. Already is what we're talking about. Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah, I know. Me too. Oh, I know. Me too.
Are you considering light to dark or dark to light at this point, or just adding the colors as you want to do that?
I'm mostly just kind of blocking in colors still. I don't really work dark to light or light to dark. I would say as soon as I figure out where I want the darks to be, I try to put them in kind of aggressively though.
And not necessarily initially to start, do all the darks.
I mean, I think it takes a little bit like this kind of not very committal mid-tone to figure out where you want them. But then once you know or think you know, I think there's no reason to not kind of really hit them.
Friday. Yeah.
Oh, God, no, it's...
Yeah. We should wear name tags with our pictures. Right. Eager. Yeah. Really.
Okay. And again, that needs to dry. So much like I do in the studio, I try to work on a couple things at a time so that you're not stuck watching it dry. The nice thing about outside is it's going to dry faster, especially today. It doesn't seem all that humid.